Shola elbowed through the distraught crowd. A woman sank to the ground, wailing that she had lost her shop money. Two men yelled in anger, banging on the locked door. Shola's eyes searched desperately for a staff who could give at least a sensible explanation. But he saw only unfamiliar, frantic faces. He felt the world tilt under his feet. In disbelief, Shola pulled out his phone and tried the app again. Error, server not found. His stomach lurched. This couldn't be real. He stumbled back from the crowd, bile rising in his throat. The weight of what he had done crashed down on him. All the money for Bose's surgery gone into nothing. The sounds of despair around him blurred. Shola covered his face with his hands as tears forced their way out. What have I done? He choked, voice lost in the morning dim. Bose's life hung by a thread in a Lagos hospital ward, only weeks after her law school graduation. Monitors beeped softly by her bedside, counting down moments that felt like a lifetime. Shola sat hunched in a plastic chair, wringing his hands. His heart pounded as he glanced from his pale sister to the phone in his hand. They were short by 1 million naira for the surgery that could save her life. A wild idea throbbed in his mind. A desperate gamble to find the money in time. If it failed, he would lose far more than just money. He would lose Bose. Before we continue, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel for more powerful stories. Your support means a lot to us. They said Bose had a smile that could disarm even the angriest judge. Smart, charming, and as brilliant as they come, she was already in her 6th month at law school when her health began to fail. It started with fainting spells, then breathlessness, until one day she collapsed during moot court. What followed was a storm of hospital visits, inconclusive tests, and draining bills. Her parents, once modestly comfortable civil servants, began selling off assets just to keep her alive. Her dreams were on hold, but nobody gave up. Not Bose, not her family. When the doctor finally diagnosed her condition, a rare growth pressing against her heart, they were told surgery had to be done urgently. 5 million naira needed to be deposited before the surgery would be done. Her parents had already sold their last plot of land and drained every savings account. They managed to raise 2 million through frantic borrowing. The last 1 million was proving elusive, and that was when everything shifted. Shola, Bose's younger brother, who was just 23 but already burdened with more responsibility than most his age. He would watch his sister fade in and out of consciousness. He had seen their mother cry silently in the kitchen. He was tired of being poor, tired of begging. Shola took a shaky breath and stood up, the legs of the chair scraping the tile. "I'll be right back, Bose," he whispered, forcing a smile he didn't feel. Bose's eyes remained closed, her breathing shallow. Stepping into the empty corridor, Shola's mind raced. He had seen his friend Ayo boast about a scheme called TriCube Global on his WhatsApp status. A scheme that promised to triple your money in just 14 days. 2 weeks. Shola's pulse quickened. Bose's doctors warned her time was running out. Do we even have 2 weeks? He thought bitterly. They might not have 2 weeks. In the hospital waiting area the next morning, Shola's father sat with his head in his hands. A thick envelope of cash and receipts lay on the table before him. "All I could get was 2 million naira, he said quietly, voice raw. "We added to the 2 million naira we have raised from the online donations so far, the one in your care. And that will make it amount to 4 million naira. He looked up at his son with tired eyes. Your uncles, cousins, even strangers, everyone gave what they could. But it's still not enough. I don't know what else to do. The surgery costs 5 million naira and they won't operate until we pay in full." Shola gently placed a hand on his father's shoulder. "We'll find the rest, Dad. God will provide," he replied, attempting courage he didn't truly feel. His mother sat in the corner, worry etched on her face as she silently fingered her rosary. The older man pressed the envelope into Shola's hands. Everything will be in your account. The hospital will ask for a deposit soon. Keep it safe, my son. Shola nodded, heart heavy. He felt the weight of his family's hope in that envelope. Their last land sold, their community's goodwill, every naira meant for Bose's second chance. As his father rose to check on Bose, Shola stepped aside and pulled out his phone. A notification blinked on the screen. Another WhatsApp update from Ayo bragging. Triple alert. Invest 100k. Get 300k in 14 days. Don't sleep on this. Shola's stomach knotted. He glanced toward the ward where Bose lay fighting for life. 12 million naira in 2 weeks, he thought, eyes widening. That would more than cover Bose's surgery and pay back all their debts. It sounded like a miracle. Or a trap. Shola opened Ayo's chat window and typed, "Please come to the hospital, it's urgent." Ayo arrived at the hospital that afternoon with a face full of concern. He offered Shola a cold bottle of malt as he sat on a bench in the corridor. "How is Bose doing?" he asked softly. Shola shook his head. "Not good. The doctors say without the surgery soon." He swallowed hard, unable to finish. Ayo squeezed his shoulder. "She'll pull through, bro. We are all praying for her." The air between them was heavy with worry and the sharp smell of disinfectant. After a long pause, Shola lowered his voice. "We are still short, Ayo, by about 1 million. I don't know what else to do." He hesitated, then added, "That thing you've been posting, TriCube Global, does it really pay?" Ayo's eyes lit up. "Yes, man. TriCube is legit. I put in 200k and got 600k back in 2 weeks. Look." He showed Shola a bank alert on his phone. 600,000 naira credited. "This thing they work, oh." "It sounds too good to be true," Shola said, barely above a whisper. "What if I lose everything? That money is Bose's life." Ayo leaned in, voice earnest. "Doing nothing won't save her. You have 4 million naira but no surgery until it is 5 million naira. TriCube can turn that 4 million naira to 12 million naira fast. You will pay for the surgery and have extra for a recovery, no debts, and everybody is happy." Shola rubbed the sweaty palms together. His instinct screamed caution, but Bose's gaunt face flashed in his mind. He imagined her healthy again, his parents smiling in relief. He blinked back tears. Desperation drowned out fear. "Okay," Shola exhaled at last, his voice trembling. I'll do it." That night, Shola sat on the edge of his bed, laptop open and palms sweating. The TriCube Global website glowed on the screen. 4 million naira. Every kobo of Bose's fund was ready to be transferred. His finger hovered over the Invest Now button. His mind flashed images of Bose graduating law school with honors, a bright smile dimmed by illness. "Please, God," he whispered, and chicken. With a final gulp of air, Shola clicked the button. Transaction successful. A confirmation email from TriCube popped up. Shola's stomach lurched. It was done. The money was gone from his bank account, replaced by a digital promise. He slumped back, breathless, half terrified, half hopeful. The next morning, his father asked, "Should we pay part of the fee now?" Shola forced a calm tone. "The surgeon is out of town for a week, Dad. They said we can settle the bill when he's back." His father nodded slowly, fatigue and worry lining his face. Shola looked away, guilt gnawing at him. Day after day, Bose grew weaker. Shola spent his time at her bedside and secretly checked the TriCube dashboard on his phone. It showed his investment ticking away the days, promising 12 million naira on completion. Each night, he gripped Bose's frail hand and whispered, "Just hang on a little longer, please." 1 week passed. Bose developed an infection and was moved to the ICU. Shola's mother broke down, sobbing in the corridor, wailing, God help us. Shola felt utterly helpless, except for that distant hope of TriCube. He clung to it like a lifeline. As the second week began, Shola's anticipation and dread grew in equal measure. The countdown on the investment read 7 days left. It had to work. It just had to. Bose's condition remained fragile. Every time he visited the hospital, her smile seemed a little weaker. Soon you will be in surgery, Shola lied gently one afternoon, adjusting her blanket. Bose squeezed his hand, trusting him completely. The guilt was suffocating. Late that night, Shola sat in the dark glow of his phone screen, refreshing the TriCube Global dashboard compulsively. It showed his investment growing, now 4.8 million naira on paper. Just a few more days, he assured himself. A message pinged from Ayo. Bro, I tried to withdraw some profits today. Site said pending. Maybe they are doing maintenance. Shola's pulse quickened. He logged in again and clicked withdraw, a small test amount. The request hung and displayed the same pending message. A cold sweat broke out on his forehead. He told himself it was just a delay. Yet, an unease slittered through his skull. In the silence of the living room, under the flicker of an oscillating fan, Shola whispered a prayer into the darkness, begging that he had not just made the grievous mistake of his life. Shola jolted awake at dawn to his phone vibrating violently on the bedside table. Ayo's name flashed on the screen. He answered, and immediately, Ayo's panicked voice came through. They've disappeared. TriCube is gone, bro. Shola, shut up. Sleep instantly gone. What? Calm down. What do you mean gone? He stammered, heart in his throat. They shut everything down. Website, offices, everything, Ayo cried. Shola didn't wait for more. Still in his slippers, he dashed out of the house. He caught the first downfall bus heading towards Ikeja, the morning air thick with exhaust and dread. At the address of the TriCube office, chaos reigned. Dozens of people were gathered in front of a shuttered glass door, shouting and crying. A security guard was trying to disperse them, muttering, "Nobody there inside, the managers don't run." Shola elbowed through the distraught crowd. A woman sank to the ground, wailing that she had lost her shop money. Two men yelled in anger, banging on the locked door. Shola's eyes searched desperately for a staff who could give at least a sensible explanation, but he saw only unfamiliar, frantic faces. He felt the world tilt under his feet. In disbelief, Shola pulled out his phone and tried the app again. Error, server not found. His stomach lurched. This couldn't be real. He stumbled back from the crowd, bile rising in his throat. The weight of what he had done crashed down on him. All the money for Bose's surgery gone into nothing. The sounds of despair around him blurred. Shola covered his face with his hands as tears forced their way out. What have I done? He choked, voice lost in the morning dim. Shola stepped into the doorway of the apartment as if in a trance, face drained of life. His mother was folding laundry in the parlor and looked up with a hopeful smile that froze when she saw him. "Shola, what is it?" she asked, heart already sinking. Shola opened his mouth, but no words came. His father emerged from the bedroom, concern etched on his face. The silence was crushing. Finally, tears spilling, Shola sank to his knees. "Daddy, Mommy, I'm sorry," he choked out. "The money, it's gone." For a moment, his parents just stared uncomprehending. Then his mother's folded clothes fell from her hands. "What do you mean gone?" his father whispered, stepping forward. Haltingly, voice quavering, Shola confessed everything. TriCube Global, the promised returns, how he thought he could save Bose. Each word was a dagger in his parents' hearts. His mother gasped, pressing a hand to her chest as though stuck. His father's expression turned from shock to fury. You did what? He thundered. Shola flinched as his father advanced, fists balled. But then the older man stopped, anguish overtaking anger. He slumped into a chair, burying his face in his palms. How could you gamble with your sister's life? His father's voice broke. His mother was wailing softly, rocking back and forth on the floor. Shola could only sob. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Over and over, wishing he could turn back time. Suddenly, the shrill ring of the telephone cut through the cries. Shola's mother scrambled to answer it, tears still streaming. A moment later, the phone slipped from her fingers. It's the hospital, she whispered, voice trembling. Bose. She's taking a turn for the worse. They need us to come now. The family burst into Bose's hospital room in a frenzy of fear. Bose lay pale and barely conscious, monitors beeping urgently. Her eyelids fluttered as she mustered a faint smile, seeing her parents and Shola by her side. The doctor was barking orders to a nurse, fighting to stabilize her. Shola's mother clasped Bose's limp hand, tears streaming down her face. We are here, my baby. We are here, she sobbed. Bose's breathing was labored. Her father's voice, shaking, begged the doctor. Please, do the surgery now. I'll find the money. Please, just save her. The doctor's eyes were sorrowful. I'm sorry. Our organs are failing. We've done all we can. Those words shattered the last hope in the room. Summoning a last bit of strength, Bose turned her head towards Shola. He fell to his knees beside her bed, gripping her hand. Bose, I'm so sorry, he cried softly, his vision blurred with tears. She didn't seem to understand, or perhaps she was too far gone. Bose managed a tiny squeeze of his fingers. It's okay, she whispered, barely audible. A single tear rolled down her cheek. Shola sobbed openly, laying his head on her arm. Their mother was praying in Yoruba, voice high and breaking. Ọlọ́run mi, rántí wa. My God, remember us, please. I can't lose my daughter, God. Bose's breath came shorter, shallower, until they halted on a final soft exhale. For a moment, the world stood still. No, Bose, stay with us, Shola's mother screamed. But Bose's eyes had closed, her hand growing limp in Shola's grasp. A wail of despair filled the room as Shola's mother collapsed onto her daughter's chest. Their father stood trembling, silent tears streaming down his face. Bose was gone. They buried Bose on a cloudy afternoon a week later, the sky heavy with unshed rain. A small crowd of relatives and neighbors gathered, their sorrow palpable. As the pastor intoned final prayers by the graveside, Shola stood apart, his eyes swollen and vacant. Guilt hung around him like a shroud. He couldn't bring himself to stand with his family, feeling unworthy to comfort them after what he had done. Rain pattered on the canopy as Bose's casket was lowered into the red earth. Shola stood trembling, rain mingling with his tears. His mother, supported by relatives, was too weak with grief to stand. Their normally stoic father openly wept as he dropped a handful of earth onto the coffin. Bose was gone. The bright young lawyer with her whole life ahead, now only a memory. After the burial, Shola knelt before his parents in the mud, sobbing. Dad, Mom, I'm so sorry, he cried. I thought I could save her. I never meant for this to happen. He clutched his father's legs. His father's eyes brimmed with pain as he placed a trembling hand on Shola's shoulder. We have lost so much. Let's hope we never lose ourselves like this again. Yes, you made a terrible mistake, but you are still my son. Stand up. Shola nodded, sobbing, knowing forgiveness would be long in coming, if ever. Shola rose unsteadily and his father pulled him into an embrace. They both shook with sobs. I gambled with her life, Shola whispered. I should never have done that. There are no shortcuts in this life, his father said softly. Fast money schemes and empty promises only bring sorrow. If something sounds too good to be true, it is. Shola had learned a devastating lesson. Desperation had clouded his judgment, and TriCube's empty promise cost him his sister's life. No amount of promised money was worth a life. He vowed never to let such desperation rule him again, and to share Bose's story so that others might avoid the same tragedy. Did you enjoy this story? What would you have done if Shola was your brother? If you found this story impactful, please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel, The Moral Compass, for more thought-provoking stories like this. See you in the next story.